All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the All Punked Up podcast. I am Tyler Winters. John Pearman is here with me. And, John, there was a little bit of, I guess, breaking news this week.
We all knew it.
We all knew it? Okay. I do want to get your take on this. But
fucking aliens, man.
I know. So, most of you have probably already heard by now, by the time this comes out. We are recording this episode on July 28th. But on July 26th, which was your birthday, John.
That's
so
right.
Happy belated
no correlation.
birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Everybody, listen to everybody say happy birthday.
Oh. Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, there it was. All right, stop now.
Shut up.
For those of you who maybe not know what happened on July 26th, the House Oversight Committee had a hearing on UFOs, or UAPs, which I guess we're calling them now, which I think stands for Unidentified Aerial Phenomena. Is that right?
Probably.
Okay. But anyways, they had a hearing on UFOs to kind of shed some light on maybe some possible security risks linked to said UFOs. So some of you may remember that Tom DeLonge's To the Stars Media had a hand in uncovering some classified information on UFOs. If you listen to this podcast, chances are you know about all that. And I'll go over that here in a bit. But it's interesting because during this hearing on UFOs, there was some information that came out, and I think it was quite, I don't even know what the word is. I don't know if it's like alarming, if it's surreal, if it's kind of like sci-fi-like. I don't know. But Tom DeLonge from Blink-182, his name was dropped during this hearing. So I guess Kerrang wrote an article about this. So let me just kind of read their thing, because they're going to be able to.
Kerrang was one of the aliens from The Simpsons.
It might have been. But anyways, Kerrang had an article about this, and I think they kind of explain it pretty well. So let me just read this. So
I think it was Kang. Sorry.
That's probably right.
Kodos. Kodos was definitely one of them, but
okay, all right. Kerrang sounds like it would be a really sweet alien name, though. I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of Aggro Crag on, was it Guts? Yeah, Guts.
Yeah. God, I wish I could have been on that show.
One day, man. One day. They should bring it back.
Would it dominated?
I mean, why not?
I would do that, but I wouldn't do Legends of the Hidden Temple because I don't like being scared.
No, Legends of the Hidden Temple was just okay, but, you know, Spill Your Guts. Was that what it's called, Spill Your Guts? Or is it just Guts?
It was just Guts.
Okay. Mike O'Malley, I think, used to just say Spill Your Guts.
Yeah.
What a cool dude. Who was the chick on that? Wasn't there a chick?
Yeah, I don't remember her name, though.
Anyways, we'll look that up. Mm-hmm. Anyways, back to this Kerrang article and UFOs, which is a weird sentence to say. But so they write, back in 2019, the U.S. Navy had confirmed 3 videos of UFOs, formerly known as Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, UAPs, that had been made public by Tom's company, To the Stars Academy of Arts and Science. And on Wednesday, July 26th, John's birthday, former U.S. intelligence officer David Grush testified on the topic before a congressional hearing. He goes on to say, speaking to the House Oversight Committee on National Security, he said that he'd witnessed some disturbing things regarding the recovery of a non-human aircraft, and that he was aware of multiple colleagues of his that got physically injured by these UAPs. And it gets better. He goes on to say, I can't get into the specifics in an open environment, but at least the activity that I personally witnessed, and I have to be careful because they tell you never acknowledge tradecraft. What I personally witnessed, myself and my wife, was very disturbing. Okay? And the article goes on to say, other witnesses and whistleblowers at this hearing were former Navy pilots David Fravor and Ryan Graves, with Tom taking to Instagram afterwards to call the pair, along with David Grush, heroes for blowing the lid off the UFO secrecy that has been intact for decades. So you know Tom is excited about this stuff. This is what he's been trying to uncover for years and years and years. But here's the thing that got everybody, like, in that what the fuck moment. right? Everybody shared the same feeling. And I'm going to share a clip real quick. So, yeah, here it comes.
Actual alien footage, Tyler's about to share.
Yeah, right. That would be sweet. But no, it's not that. So, let me know when you can see that, John.
Oh, that's just a weather balloon.
Oh, sorry. Is you think that's all it is?
I can't see it. I can't see anything yet. I was just kidding.
I know. All right, it's showing for me. Is it showing for you now?
Yeah, I see some kind of librarian-looking chick.
Yeah. That's Miss Mace.
She's got apparently a Pam Beasley thing kind of going on. Yeah.
I think she's good looking for sure.
Yeah.
Look at us sexualizing women, objectifying women.
I'd like to dock my UFO there.
All right, so the video I'm getting ready to play, or the soundbite that I'm getting ready to play, is a clip from this hearing, and you can hear David Grush say under oath that the U.S. government is in possession of UFOs and non-human biologics. That means non-human living things, okay?
Yes.
So listen to this.
Some sort of carbon-based life.
So we have this...
Maybe. Might not be carbon-based.
We have this U.S. representative, I guess, Miss Mace, asking questions to David Grush, and David Grush answering. So here we go.
If I eat Burger King, I produce non-human biologics. So, I mean, that's not that alarming.
We should definitely talk about this off camera.
All right.
All right, here's that video.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
So, there you go. She seemed like she was caught off guard after that first question of, what happened, or like, were there non-human pilots on this thing? And, based on what he said, she seemed to be like taken aback a little bit. But yeah, so what he said is that we recovered non-human biologics, which, if true, means that, yes, there are aliens, and the aliens have visited Earth. And like I said, too, Tom was name dropped at one point, so I'm going to share this, and we'll continue talking about this. So hold on just a sec. This is about a minute long. So this is one of the other guys speaking. I believe this is David Fravor talking. All right, can you see that?
It's coming. It's coming.
Ooh.
There he is. Oh, all right. What a stud.
Here we go.
A few weeks after that, I was made aware that Lou had left the Pentagon in protest and joined forces with Tom DeLonge, Chris Mellon, Steve Justice, and others to form Two Stars Academy, an organization that pressed the issue with leading industry experts and U.S. government officials. They worked with Leslie Keane, who is present today, Ralph Blumenthal, and Helene Cooper to publish the articles in the New York Times 2017 New York Times. And it removed the stigma on the topic of UFOs, which is why we're here today. Those articles open the door for the government and public that cannot be closed. It has led to an interest from our elected officials who are not focused on little green men, but figuring out where these craft are, where they're from, the technology they possess, how do they operate. It also led to the Whistleblower Protection Act and the NDAA. There are multiple witnesses coming forward to say that have firsthand knowledge, and Mr. Grush just covered that. What concerns me is that there's no oversight from our elected officials on anything associated with our government processing or working on craft. Believe it not from this world. This issue is not a full public disclosure that could undermine national security, but it is about ensuring that our system of checks and balances works across all work done in the government using taxpayer funds.
All right. So there's that. You heard Tom's name was name dropped at the beginning of that. So there's three men up here that are claiming that they have some information that the U.S. government is basically holding some things back about aliens. John, at this point, I guess first, before we get into it, John, before this week, would you say you believed in aliens in some form or fashion?
Definitely that the odds are that there is other life forms out somewhere, yes.
Yeah, okay, that's exactly how I feel. Like, obviously, I mean, 100% yes, there is life somewhere outside of Earth. Whether it's close to us or whether it's visited us, that's where I'm kind of like, I don't know. But I wouldn't rule it out. I'd probably say 50-50. But at this point, based on the last couple days, do you think it's safe to say that we all owe Tom an apology? At least the people who claimed that he was crazy and all this stuff.
Yeah, I would think some people owe him an apology. I never slighted him in any way.
Oh, me neither. Like, I feel like I've always been a believer since day one anyway. I feel like when I was like a teenager and whatnot, I probably believed in aliens a lot more than I do now, meaning that I probably thought, yeah, for sure, they've come down to Earth and blah, blah, blah. But
Sure.
As I've gotten older, I kind of strayed away from that. But I never once thought Tom was crazy, like almost everyone else seemed to. I just think, and it kind of just goes back to what you and I both think about, there has to be life out there other than just on Earth. It just amazes me, how many people will shut down ideas of things they really can't fully understand. And this is just like one of those things. Like, the universe is just massive. Like, there's just no way we can be alone. There's absolutely no way.
I think for some people it interferes with them theologically, so they tend to poo-poo it.
Sure.
Because if it's true, then it calls into question a lot of the things that they may hold true themselves. So,
Sure.
A lot of people are afraid of it.
I was listening to a podcast, and I can't remember who it was. It might have been Joe Rogan. So I know people have their thoughts on Joe Rogan, but damn it, he's a good interviewer, and I like his podcast.
Oh, shit.
No matter what you think of the guy, I like the people that come on, and it's interesting. But
giant hands that guy has.
He does.
Giant meaty paws.
Yeah, that's really all I watch it for.
Yeah. Just imagine them around your neck.
But to go to your, theological point, I don't know if it was the Joe Rogan podcast. It might have been some other podcast, but somebody kind of brought up the fact that if you want to stick to the Bible, the Bible doesn't say anything about aliens or something. I don't know if it does or not, but people say it doesn't. Well,
It doesn't say anything about cars either.
No, but maybe God or Jesus, if you want to get into the biblical stuff, maybe God or Jesus only told the people on Earth what they needed to know, like to live and to do right and do those things. They didn't need to know about the planets and everything else beyond that. They only gave them the information that they needed. So, which maybe, who knows? I don't know. It's a good argument. So after all this, though, would you say you're more of a believer than you were before? What were your thoughts when you heard all this?
I don't find it alarming because it doesn't really scare me.
Me neither.
Just if there is life out there, it's at such a distance. There's a lot of theories that tie into, aliens and psychedelics and things like that.
Sure.
A lot of people theorize that civilization was born out of, distant relatives of humans eating mushrooms and, having all these realizations through tripping off mushrooms.
Sure.
And that causing an outbreak of intelligence amongst, human ancestry. I don't know.
Yeah, that's really deep. But yeah, I don't know.
And then there's the pyramids and shit. The pyramids are weird.
Man, the pyramids, dude. Like, I really want to know if somebody can tell me, like, if you're interested in the conspiracy type stuff and you're into the pyramids and whatnot, if you guys have a good documentary to share with me that I could watch, I've been very interested in learning about this stuff. So please reach out to me on the socials. Let me know. But yeah, so back to this, though. There seems to be... So I get on Reddit a lot. Sometimes
that's where all the answers are.
Yeah, but it sometimes sparks ideas for things for us to talk about and stuff like that. But I ran across one thing. There seems to be a little concern about Tom DeLonge's safety right now, apparently. And let me read this post. I think it's just interesting. So the post says, "I'm kind of concerned for Tom's safety right now. All right. And then, so that's the title of the post. And the body of the post is regarding knowledge on alien life and UAP/UFOs. Let's start by saying his name was actually mentioned during today's hearing. Crazy and awesome. I'm so glad and happy for him. He must feel so vindicated and relieved that people don't think he's insane and full of shit anymore. He worked hard for it. He deserves it. He lived out his dream. He is actually the reason that we are learning and being informed about non-human life on Earth and within the universe right now. First of all, regarding his role in all of this, absolute mindfuck, monumental. He's changing human history. Think about that. He goes on, he or she goes on, I've been binging videos of him talking about this stuff on YouTube for the last hour, and he seems to know or be aware of a lot. Maybe not all of it is true, but I'm sure a large majority of it is. And fuck you, Joe Rogan, for mocking him both during and after his appearance on your show. But people get hurt over this kind of stuff. And yeah, it may be different this time, at least for him, because his approach is different, and he's very public and backed and cautious and precise about what he says. But still, I'm worried he's flown too close to the sun.
I feel like he's too high profile of a person to be in danger.
That's how I am. And somebody in the comments kind of says the same thing. Maybe this one was it. He goes, I don't want to discredit Tom or any of his work, but personally where I'm at with all of this is that swearing something under oath still doesn't necessarily make it true. Or, of course, where there's smoke, there's probably fire. But I don't know. With something as extraordinary as this, I have to see it to believe it. Not because it seems like fantasy, but just because there's so much information, documentation, cover-ups, red tape, etc. with all of this. I'm sure he's going to be okay. I wouldn't worry about his safety. If anything, his fame and being in the public eye would help with that. Can you imagine this sub if one day Tom just went missing? Yeah, that would be
disappeared.
That would be that'd be terrible. Yeah, no, and I feel like I don't think anybody should be concerned. I don't even think Tom DeLonge should be concerned. Like every day there's something about UFOs or UAPs coming out.
No,
there's so many people talking right now.
I feel like it's just going to be a slow trickle of what they're going to release.
I think so too.
Because if you release it all at once, people freak out. If you do it slowly, through the news cycle, like people move on to something else, and then you come back and release more. Just the nature of how the news cycle works.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe they're just releasing the information slowly as to not cause great alarm.
It is kind of crazy too. When all of this was happening, like of course Reddit was talking about it, Twitter was talking about it, but man, if you weren't on like Fox News or something, like actually I don't even know if Fox News had it. But I when I was looking up stuff, Fox News had the most information on it. But it wasn't like front page stuff. Like you had to go digging for it. And that's surprising. So even like the media seems like to be kind of covering it up. I think just like you said, release this information slowly, maybe kind of discreetly, kind of put it out there, sweep it under the rug. Only a few people are going to see it at a time. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It seems kind of weird. Like this seems like it could potentially be the biggest story in human history. And it's just like a little tiny link on the homepage. I don't know. Like, just seems kind of odd. But
no, and maybe it's not. The way Hollywood has portrayed spaceships, and maybe it's something more similar to like a drone that we have now, like an unmanned. Something that was unmanned but had biological material on it, or something like that.
Yeah,
some sort of being that was just there to gather material or sample things about the earth, or is it livable, that kind of stuff.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But man, I feel like this is only the beginning. I mean, we've been hearing ever since Tom and his company have did their thing, really ever since he came out that he was talking to that one guy in Hillary Clinton's camp during like 2016 when that what was it, Julian Assange, they released all those Hillary's documents or emails or some shit, and he came up in that talking about this kind of stuff. I feel like that was almost probably a blessing in disguise for Tom and all of us who want to know more about this kind of stuff, because that's kind of what jump-started all this and made it kind of look like Tom wasn't all talk. He was literally talking to people in the government that knew about this stuff. So that gave him more credibility. Then To the Stars media pops off, and they start releasing or getting these classified videos out so people can see them. The weird thing about some of those videos, though, too, is they're so grainy. It's like you're going to have the deniers out there. And
I have a theory.
What's your theory?
I've been working on a theory all day.
Okay.
So every once in a while, you'll hear of like a military exercise where like a helicopter goes down, like 6 or 7 guys die.
Okay.
Just kind of random.
Yeah.
Those are guys that see aliens, and that's the way they snuff them out.
Do you think the aliens or UAPs are knocking them down, or you think the government's saying we got to?
No, they've seen something. They take something down. They take all the stuff, and then that's the way how they get rid of all the witnesses.
Oh my God, dude! I think you're onto something.
I know.
This
goes
onto
deep.
something. Wow, you just came up with that today, though.
Okay,
so you have no proof.
No,
that's okay. That's just you. All right. I think we need to look into this a little bit more. Tom, if you're listening, I know you're listening. We want to work for To the Stars. We have an idea. We want to uncover some stuff.
I've got a lot of crackpot theories.
Just hear us out. Mostly hear John out. I just want to be in the room to hear what he's saying.
Nothing 9/11 related.
Oh, no.
Just those random, like Black Hawk went down.
I could see that, dude. I mean, hey, I wouldn't rule it out.
Right. That Malaysian flight?
Aliens.
We
still haven't found that Malaysian plane, have we?
No.
The little black box. That was the one with the little black box, right?
I don't think they ever found shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that little black box, I guess, was what had all the information so it could talk
That would have all the flight information. But they never found any bodies or any pieces of the plane.
Yeah, that's wild. That is wild.
There's a documentary about that if you ever wanted to watch it.
I do want to watch it. I wanted to watch that, but we were getting ready to fly to Florida, so I said we shouldn't watch that.
That's good to call.
Yeah. But we're not planning any flights right now, so maybe it's a good time to watch that. But dude, like, this really could, I think I might have said this earlier, but this could single-handedly be the start of the biggest, like, story in the history of the world. Like, if the government is hiding something and they finally just come clean about it, holy cow. Like, wow. Knowing that we're not alone, like, obviously we know we're not alone, but if it's true that they've actually been visiting, holy shit. I think the world can handle it. Like, why would they hold stuff back? Like,
it puts you in a one thing about it is if you exude that you have all this like secret information and you have made contact with alien craft and there's that gives you a lot of power.
Okay.
So I mean, what if it's just a power play? Like, yeah, we got aliens.
Well, I guess too, it could be a power play against other nations too, because if we have this spacecraft, well, then we're reverse engineering the spacecraft so we can better our technology on airplanes or whatever. With the whole Roswell thing, assuming that really happened, people say that, because I think we broke the sound barrier like maybe 10 years later, they're saying that there might be a relation to the Roswell crash and us breaking the sound barrier and like, I feel like it was like the 60s or something, 70s.
Yeah, well, the 50s, it was mid-50s, I think, the Roswell stuff. So.
Oh, okay. So maybe it was the 60s. There's conspiracies out there that think that stuff's related. We reverse engineered the spacecraft.
Yeah, I feel like we would have gotten to that point on our own.
Oh, sure. But
just
it's crazy, man.
Progression of technology.
It's crazy. And what's really crazy is that our boy Tom DeLonge is mentioned, and he is part of the reason why this information is coming out. So I think it was just worth bringing it up on this podcast to talk about.
No, but it definitely might have helped with computing and things like that, like development of computers.
Yeah, if they even use computers on those things, who knows? We don't know. But I will say that everybody should be open-minded here. Like, just see it play out. Take all of your theological reasons, even logical reasons, how you normally think things through, just be open-minded here. And I mean, just really try to think about it, you know?
My only issue, and I have the same issue with, ghosts, things of that nature. Everybody's got a camera on them.
Yeah. Right.
Never seen anything like, oh, yeah, that was fucking ghost.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
No, you'll see like nighttime cameras and some shit move, but you never actually see. You don't see fucking Casper walking around.
No, that's true. That's very true. And I think, October's coming up, and we like to do the scary shit stuff.
Yeah.
Scary shit stories.
No, I love ghost stories still, but
yeah.
You just wonder.
Do we take a different approach this year, and maybe, or do we just do it how we normally do?
I think maybe we throw some alien shit in there.
Maybe we could. Oh, yeah, that'd be good. Oh, maybe we should throw some music history stuff in there too. That's
some scary shit there.
Yeah. All right, guys.
I want to see that new Exorcist movie. I know that.
There's a new Exorcist movie?
Yeah, it's called Believers, I think.
Is it a remake?
No, it's actually in the Exorcist universe. The mom from the first one is in it as an
for
expert.
real?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's two little girls they go missing from school or something like that. And when they come back, they're both possessed.
Ugh. Goodness. Is the mom playing the same character from the original?
she's
that's rad.
She's written a book about her daughter and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a good trailer. You should watch it.
Dang.
Pull up the trailer. Pull it up.
Right now?
Well, I mean, we can cut the podcast.
All right, we'll cut the podcast and we'll
pull up the
trailer. All right. All right, guys. Also, you check out the trailer too, but we're going to go ahead and close this one out. So thanks, guys, for listening. If you're really digging our show, please consider helping us spread the word and leaving us a review on Apple Podcasts and or on Spotify. A 5-star review is always greatly appreciated. And please, 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 please tell us what you'd like to hear more of and also what you like most about this show. And
if you see aliens, take video of it.
Yes, please.
Submit it to us. We know what to do with it.
All right, guys. So with that, thanks again. Remember, spread love and the alien movies. Peace.
That's my alien noise.
That was good.
Thanks.